We've got a battle between two of the top teams in the Big Ten coming your way on CBS when Oregon and Indiana meet this weekend. It's our CBS Big Time Game of the Week. There's so much to like in this one. The quarterback battle, the coaching battle, and remaining undefeated season on the line as well. It's the first Big Ten matchup between teams entering 5-0 or better with a plus 30 points per game differential or higher since 1904, and a big reason for that is the two guys behind center. Fernando, Mendoza, Dante have been so impressive this year, both 70-plus completion percentage. Look at the passing yards per game. Most importantly, though, that bottom statistic, both of these guys have only thrown just one interception on the year. It is going to be a good one, and we know our guy, Gary Danielson, will be in the booth bringing us all the action. He joins us here on CBS Sports HQ for a preview of that one between number 7 and number 3. Gary, we appreciate the time. I got to start the conversation with the quarterback duel on display in this one, specifically with Dante Moore. Last time I talked to you, we talked about tests and what he was facing. And to this point, he has met those tests. He beat Penn State. What has impressed you the most about what he's been able to do with Oregon?
Well, he's almost, it's hard to even put it into words. He's almost exactly opposite of what I thought I was going to meet when I met Dante. He's so focused. He's so detailed. He's so measured no matter what question you ask him, and that's the way he plays. I mean, 110,000 people cheering at every play. His calmness, his dead calmness out there as everything's happening around him. As I was sitting here thinking about it, because I figured you'd ask me about it, I mean, it's hard to find that type of stoic, calm leadership out there, like a Derek Jeter, where he's just flatlining out there. He's got tremendous ability, elite talent. Everything he does is in the high percentile of how he throws, what his body is, how he reads coverages. I mean, he is literally, and I've done a lot of them, you know, the Tom Brady's and the Drew Breeses and Cam Newtons, but he reminds me most of Joe Burrow from LSU. Just look you in the eye. He basically almost has that assassin look about him, that he just is going to get the job done, and there's nothing outside of his perimeter that is going to set him off from what he's trying to accomplish. He's really an amazing young man.
Some big names there compared as well. Joe Burrow, obviously the biggest there. Dante Moore, by the way, on pace to be the third straight Oregon quarterback to rank top 4 in the FBS in completion percentage. We saw the numbers as well, and again, just that one interception. Unfortunately, Gary, the quarterback on the other side of this matchup is pretty impressive as well. Fernando Mendoza goes from a guy that nobody really knows to being one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's getting NFL notice as well. What stands out to you? I guess how different is he from Dante Moore, and what are your expectations?
It is a great contrast. I mean, the first thing, I didn't get to see Fernando play in the last couple of years, but when you put the tape on him, the first thing that jumps out is just his size. I mean, he legitimately checks off the boxes that the NFL is looking. He's a very quick reader of defenses. He handles a lot of information. He's asked to do a lot in this offense by Coach Shanahan and Coach Signetti. He seems to be able to make decisions and change plays almost as the clock is running down, the play clock down to 2 or 1, and getting his team in the right play. And if you don't get pressure in his face, and I mean, his completion percentage shows it, but it's just not all short passes. I mean, he really is able to throw the ball downfield. We have a great matchup on quarterback, and it's not surprising that these are 2 of the top 10 teams in the country. Both of these quarterbacks have good players around them, but the way Fernando came up the hard way, I mean, it's the contrast with Dante being the #1 quarterback in the country and Mendoza trying to fight his way to this level in this game will be interesting as it plays a part in this game.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because this is the second time these two guys have faced off as starters as well. They met back in 2023 when Cal played UCLA. Much different position for both of them. So that's the quarterback battle, Gary. But I mentioned the coaches battle in this one as well is going to be interesting. Last time you and I talked, we talked about the aura that is Biff Poggi and all of the energy that comes with that. We've got another unique coach with that similar energy in Curt Signetti, who everyone we know just fell in love with last season. Why does his aura, why does his coaching style work for Indiana?
Well, I think the outward style that Coach Signetti portrays or lets everyone see is important to Indiana. He is not going to take a step back. If he'd be the guy that if you're out hanging with and two groups are entangled, he would be the one that picks the fight with the bully on the other side. He would take that lead. He shows his football team that he's not afraid of anybody, any program, the history, whatever. He knows what he's doing is right. But I think the hidden values that he brings great organization to IU. They are fundamentally sound. They do not have a lot of self-inflicted, not just penalties, but mistakes. If you're going to beat them, you have to beat them with good plays on your end of it. I think his ultra ego is important for IU, but the hidden values is what he does with that ego. He's great at evaluating talent that might not be recognizable to maybe the main schools right away, the 4 and 5 stars. For him to do this back-to-back years like this, I mean, this is a guy that knows how to build a program and knows how to get the best out of his players. Pretty amazing job he's doing at IU.
I mean, 135 and 37 and 15 seasons as a head coach, no losing seasons. He was right when he told everyone to Google him a couple of years back.
Good line.
Yeah, it really was. In similar fashion, though, Oregon's Dan Lanning been able to reload once again. They just look every bit as powerful on offense, on defense. I'm curious, though, how does this Oregon team, we talked about Dante more, how does this team compare to last, and how does Dan Lanning continually get the best out of his guys?
I think there's an area where they're not quite as talented or maybe as experienced as they were a year ago. But overall, it's very similar because Dante has taken the reins from Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, and there's been no drop-off. And he has talent all over that offense with him. I mean, he's basically, and IU's going to feel this, I mean, when you're going against this Oregon offense, it feels like you're boxing with a guy that has 3 hands. I mean, they have knockout punches with the right and the left, and he's got another one what they need it with their wide receivers, their tight ends, the way their offensive line, their running backs. I mean, they're extremely talented. The area that they're maybe not as experienced as in the secondary, but they're elite athletes. They've added extra players like Dylan Thieneman in the transfer portal that seems to be emerging more and more, the transfer from Purdue. I think the hidden part of this game is that this Oregon front defensive line is an upgrade, and that's what Coach Dan Lanning has brought from his experience at Alabama and Georgia. He knew that maybe the difference for Oregon of playing as Big Ten champs or national champs is he had to fortify the middle of that defensive line, and they're elite there this year. This may be a better version of the Oregon team than we saw a year ago.
Okay, so to that front then, Gary, when you look at this matchup, you've got Indiana picking up where they left off last year. You've got Oregon, who you say might be a little bit better than they were a year ago. When you think about the big picture, right, the college football playoff, we know Ohio State is squarely in that conversation, right? They have yet to be stopped. Do you look at this game almost as a litmus test or an idea as to what that playoff could be? Do you think it has any implications in that regard?
Well, they all do now. I mean, I think the beauty of the new college system and the new program, the way they're building it now. This game is big, and I think if you look at both of these teams that we're watching today, is a loss here will not end either one of these teams' opportunity or ability to make the playoffs. But if you just look back to 2024 when they both made it, it's important in seeding. Oregon had that Big Ten championship and then caught a very hot Ohio State team because of the pre-seeding and the way it went a year ago, something that they've changed this year. And Ohio State was ready for them. And then Indiana has a great year, and they travel and play at Notre Dame. So Indiana a year ago lost at Notre Dame, at Ohio State, and today we're going to see them, or excuse me, Saturday we're going to see them against Oregon at Oregon. There's about 130 teams playing college football that would have a tough time beating Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Oregon in their home field. So I think IU realizes if they're going to make a run in the playoffs, and they should be able to get there, they're going to have some tough games, but their team is very good. It's also important why they're winning this game is to get a home playoff game on top of it.
It is going to be exciting to see which team could come out on top in this one. Gary, we appreciate your time. Enjoy the game. Safe travels as you head out to Oregon as number 7 Indiana takes on number 3 Oregon Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on CBS. It is our big time game of the week, and we will count you down all week long until kickoff.